Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to the new moon in Sagittarius in your fourth house of home and family. So Virgos, let me tell you, before there was a map, there was a fire. And this new moon in Sagittarius in your fourth house of home and family, there is a new beginning in the house that truly knows your name. Before we get started though, I just also want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for being here, for being supportive, like seriously, all your love and light, all your support, like, share, subscribes, donations, comments, Honey Sea Star purchases, or Honey Sea Star store purchases, I should say. All of it makes a difference. Each and every one of you guys make a difference. You're what makes this a family, and I love you back. So, welcome to the new moon in Sagittarius. This is one where, like I was saying, the house truly knows your name. This new moon is a lighting flame beneath your roots. And it's here to cure the foundation that's meant to stand the test of time, to weather any storm, and align you with direction toward your truth. So before the world ever asked you to be useful, before productivity became a virtue, I mean, we're Virgos, right? Before your strife for perfection became your shield, there was a place that you came from. Thank you, Spirit. That's a lot. Oh my goodness. And in this new moon in Sagittarius, in your fourth house that's aligning here on Friday, December 19th, it's asking you to focus on a time before the calendar existed, before the checklist you created in your day-to-day, before the version of you that learned how to be useful in order to be loved created a spark within you. This new moon is asking you to align to your remembrance. And if that resonates, let me know. Put a heart in the comments below, because right away with the Cosmo Oracles, this is where Spirit is saying you have such a bright light inside you. This is the time to let it shine, to take aim, because it's not about the plan. It's not about a system. It's about a feeling, a sense of belonging that had nothing to do with productivity. And this new moon is asking you to stand in that room. In your room, I should also say too. And look at what all flew out here. So let's check this out. So right away, I mean, this is a lot of messages. Stop ruminating over what you did or what you didn't do. This is the time to let it go and to realign your direction with a sense of belonging. The sense of belonging that makes the room your room. This is where Spirit is asking you under this new moon, fill the air in that room with your presence, because this new moon is creating a place of peace and silence for you. So the memory still lives in your bones, in your DNA, and so that you can allow it to surface and shine under this new moon. This is where no one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. It's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about your journey, your direction. Never forget how resilient you are, because you always bounce back no matter what has tried to take you off course. This is the time to listen to your inner voice. Listen to what it's been asking of you. And more importantly, listen and act. Stop caring about what others think. This is your life to love. This is your life to live. This is the time to stop taking the world on, carrying it on your shoulders, and instead give your inner critique that vacation day that you deserve under this new moon, and reinvigorate that inner light within you. Be kind to yourself. Trust yourself always. Trust your direction, your inner knowing. And trust others once they've earned it. Because on this new moon, on December 19th, the sky is lighting a candle in that room, in your room, as the sky bends low enough to whisper to that original flame that is you. This is not a new moon that asks you to do. This is a new moon that asks you to just purely, simply remember. It does not arrive asking you to prioritize or optimize your life. It arrives asking you to remember your why, to remember your direction, and to aim with all parts of your soul alignment especially as the Hermit is illuminated at the bottom of the deck under this dark moon, this new moon. So this is like totally Sagittarius energy here with the Hermit coming up at the bottom of the deck, grounding into this. So Sagittarius is the seeker, the storyteller, the pilgrim of meaning, truth, and holy restlessness. Sagittarius energy under this new moon is planting a seed deep in your fourth house. It's not in your ambitions, but your house of home, your house of ancestry, emotional roots, and the private self. It's asking you to return to when and where no one is watching, with introspection, with contemplation, with seeking that wisdom, with receiving the guidance, the mentorship from your higher self, from your subterranean library of memory, emotional safety, and your soul home, your remembrance. This is the time where Virgos are coming into a place of completion, are coming into a place of achieving their goals, truly a place of integration, and utilizing your intuition to guide you every step of the way as you take aim with the Sagittarius energy. So Sagittarius is this beautiful energy with this new moon where it's one that changes you from the inside out, where fire enters your foundation to strengthen your earthly roots as it warms your future. And this new moon is going to feel, thank you, Spirit. Oh my gosh, the Nine of Pentacles too, double nines there. My goodness. But this new moon is going to feel truly like there's the fire beneath your floorboards. And it's going to touch the sacred basement of your chart, and it's igniting your true soul memory of your fourth house, which again is home, family, not your childhood, but what childhood was left behind. The emotional accent that you speak with, the reflexes you don't remember learning, the definition of safety your nervous system memorized before logic took over in a way that diminished your belief in wanting, craving, experiencing, and loving more. This is your success, reaching for the stars, enjoying all of the comforts, the creature comforts of home that define it as sanctuary, right? Material comforts, warmth, joy, enjoying the fruits of your labor. Your self-discipline, standing in that sanctuary, in your independence, your inner peace, and also too, your confidence. This is again with Virgo energy, knowing that you're actively supported. And I will say as well, we've got some squares, and also we have a Sagittarius stellium, and we have a conjunction in that Sagittarius stellium between Venus and this new moon. We'll get into all of it. But this is truly where the integration takes shape, and it has a lot to do with Venus's blessings when it comes to love in your home, letting it light the room, and knowing that you are actively supported with that heart chakra and that complete soul alignment. So this is where, with this new moon, when it's in Sagittarius like this, it's going to be a stirring, and it's going to feel like a stirring in your belly, and it's not going to be quiet. It's something ancient that's stirring in the depths that are within you. So this new moon represents a time of new beginnings, where a 6-month cycle is entangling you with hope, with promise. This one, though, this new moon, doesn't arrive like a sunrise. It arrives instead like a warmth of the heart's fire, and it's asking you to take aim at your truth, steadfast, without question, with focus. This is where, with the Page of Cups coming out 50-50, the Sagittarius new moon is asking you to look at what stories have you inherited? What belief systems were you raised under? What truths were spoken and which ones were forbidden? So on the downswing of the Page of Cups, this is where it's like all the things that were blocked, right? The arrival of bad news, possibly all the things that were blocked in regards of lack of ideas, abusive powers, envy from others. More importantly, the childhood aspect, not your childhood, but the childhood that was left behind that you didn't get to experience. The loss of your innocence in so many ways. This new moon is going to be stirring all of that up, but in a way that is healing, not harmful. On the upswing, this is where it's going to be freeing you in a healing way to open that energy back up, to release that stagnancy so that the youthfulness, the childhood that you deserved, that you still have yet to experience, even if you're into your adult life, with new ideas, new information, creativity, insights, and even romance, to truly ignite where your belief is and how you define home, with experiencing, craving, wanting, loving more. And if that resonates, like I say, let me know. Put a heart in the comments below, because this Sagittarius fire is one that seeks truths, and they are not small truths. This is the kind of truth that rearranges your worldview. And your fourth house is the underground chamber of your chart, where your emotional inheritance, your sense of safety, and the stories you absorbed before language truly lives. So when Sagittarius lights up your fourth house like this, especially under a new moon of new beginnings, the question becomes, what beliefs have built my home? What philosophies have shaped my emotional world? And for Virgos, we often are the caretakers of the unsaid, the ones who sensed what needed fixing before anyone asked. This new moon instead, though, is asking Virgos to lighten the load and to zoom out. So, has a lot to do with what's made you feel isolated, what's made you feel like you needed to distance yourself, right? From your community, from family, soul tribes. What trespasses have led you to put your guard up? What philosophy shaped that emotional world that made those walls tall and high? I'm just saying, very strong, thick walls that are hard to burst through. This new moon is not asking you to edit this story, but it's asking you to understand why it was written that way. What journey were you meant to learn? Were you meant to go on? This new moon is helping with understanding and defining all of it, as well as moving past it. So this new moon is about redefining home and what home truly means to you, not as a place to maintain, but as a place that holds your spirit. Not one that's based on vigilance, but one that's based on trust, one that's based on your truth, and most importantly, one that's real, one that lets you stand in your truth and experience your real. And with this new moon in Sagittarius aligning at 28 degrees, this is like burning new beginnings into threshold points, turning points. Oh my goodness, that fell off. I'm going to ask for clarity on that. That's a lot. But truly, with 28 degrees is the degree of spiritual culmination. It's the degree of wisdom, the spiritual urgency of turning points, and it's also where wisdom accumulates faster than certainty. It's where the soul knows an ending is near, and it must choose what it wants to carry forward. And in Sagittarius, this new moon, this 28 degrees, is asking you, what truth have you outgrown? What belief system has run its course and served its purpose? And most importantly, what philosophy is ready to be released, refined, redefined, or reborn? This is the energy of someone who knows the road well enough to walk it without needing to explain it. And it's asking you to stop editing your emotional story, your emotional history, and instead start integrating it. You don't need to justify your feelings. You just need to honor them. And that's what this new moon is asking for Virgos, especially with the Empress in reverse, where you've had self-limiting beliefs, where you've experienced no results due to that stagnancy, especially in your manifestations. This is the new moon of new beginnings. This is our manifestation moon, right? Where you've experienced difficulty in conceptions or birthing something new in your life, where it's affected your childhood, conflict, where you've experienced it and then also too shied away from it rather than standing your ground. This is where it's like you feel out of nature or unbalanced, disconnected. This is the new moon where, again, we've got Venus amplifying the energy. We've got the Sagittarius stellium, which she is absolutely part of. helping you bring growth and progression, dynamic balance back into the development of the projects, the ideas, and the relationships that you cultivate and that you truly define as your sanctuary. So this is a new moon with this Sagittarian energy in the 28th degree, where truly, as it asks you what you've outgrown, what needs to be reborn, it's going to also look at where you need to start integrating it, where you need to honor. And this new moon is truly like this, like the philosopher packing their bags. It's like the teacher realizing the lesson has changed. The pilgrim sensing that there's a new horizon, there's a brighter horizon that's been calling them, and it's demanding faith. It's demanding you to look at that world, look at the accomplishments, where you want to go, what you want to build. And it's time to take action, especially with Mars being exalted over Aries energy. And remember, Aries is initiation of action. This is seed planting energy. So this is where, with all of this faith, it's going to be demanding of faith that you don't need to fix your past to free yourself from it. And I'll say that again. Under this new moon, it is asking you to hold faith that you do not need to fix your past to free yourself from it. You were only meant to understand it. This new moon doesn't initiate something new from nothing. It initiates something new from earned wisdom. And as you can see, it's earned wisdom from that Nine of Swords energy. So this is really truly looking at what makes you you, what makes you tick. Embracing all parts of you, all the dualities in your partnerships, in your relationships, in your polarities, in your choices, in your decisions, in your light and in your dark. Because remember, light shines brightest. Even the smallest star can show you the way on a dark night, under a dark moon. This is looking at all of your visions, all your ambitions, making plans and decisions with resolution, taking action towards your success, rising above everything that you're just meant to understand, not fix, on how far you've carried your journey thus far, especially as it looks at your fourth house, your home, your family, activating what's in your DNA, what's in your bones, in your remembrance, all the anxieties, all the panic, despair, blaming the self where it was undeserved and unjust, whatever's caused you insomnia, whatever's caused you nightmares or to be haunted by loss. Mars is here asking you to take action. And remember, we're walking into the winter solstice. We're walking into Capricorn season and a Capricorn stellium here soon as well. Stay tuned for those reads. This is really truly about the sacral energy. So it's utilizing the wisdom from the journey. Everything that you've learned thus far, everything that you've outgrown, everything that you've risen above, and integrating that wisdom in the present to shape your future rather than letting your past define your future as well. It's earned wisdom and initiation of it with taking action towards it, meeting new challenges, rising towards your victory, making decisions about who you are, what your future wants to be, what you want as you define prosperity and success to you. Utilizing all of that wisdom to build your structure with that Capricorn energy, to build your foundation with innovation, with your dreams held high, with Piscean energy here as well, underneath the innovation of the Aquarius energy, in a new beginning of personal power, positive change, new ideas, early stages of fruition, of seed planting. And with this new moon in Sagittarius, I will say, being conjunct with Venus, Venus is going to be shouting under this new moon because, again, she is part of the Sagittarius stellium. Love lives here too. She is not a side character on this new moon, let me tell you. She is a part of the amplification to the new beginnings that you're going to be seed planting. And she is seated at the head of this new moon table. She's asking you, what do you want your future to look like? Let's fill it with love. Let's build it with love. Let's make love the foundation. And if you just got goosebumps like I did, put a heart in the comments below, because Venus, the planet of love, value, beauty, and belonging, is sitting beside the sun and the moon in your 4th house alongside Mercury under this new moon. And she is bringing all her love into the initiation itself. It's a soft, sweet, domestic simplicity kind of love. It's tenderness that allows you to truly shape your future and hold it with nurturing care, all the seeds that you sow and that you plant. It's emotional reconciliation. It's learning to love where you come from without being owned by it kind of love. The kind of love that doesn't impress anyone, but it's one that sustains everything. Venus in Sagittarius loves freedom, but in the 4th house, freedom doesn't mean escape. It means pure emotional honesty. It means truth over politeness, freedom over obligation, meaning over appearances. In Sagittarius, Venus values, and she emphasizes its importance with depth. And in the 4th house, she is asking you, do you feel at home in your emotional life? And under this new moon, Venus's conjunction energy can manifest in a number of ways. So it can be healing family relationships, healing family karma, multiple past life karma, generational curses, redefining what commitment and expectation feels like at home for you, attracting love that feels emotionally safe and expansive at the same time, falling back in love with yourself privately, and creating a home that truly reflects who you are now as an act of self-worth. It's your 9 of Pentacles. It's a period of prosperity. It's your freedom, your financial success, how you define wealth, and experiencing every bit of it. It's reaching your goals, reaching for the stars, planting seeds of new beginnings, particularly with your soul tribe, your chosen family. And I will also say, at the quiver and the tip of the arrow under this Sagittarian energy, this new moon, we have this Sagittarian stellium alignment between the sun, the moon, Venus, and Mercury. And these guys, this stellium, is truly a concentration of consciousness, aligning your identity, your emotions, your values, and your narrative. So this new moon is not subtle with it being amplified by the stellium. Let me tell you, it's like a family meeting around a bonfire. There is cocoa, maybe whiskey. We got a pot roast going on here. And then after dinner, there is a song with everyone singing. Everyone has an instrument. Everyone has a voice. And everything is ready, especially when it comes to your relationships, moving in a way that fills your sanctuary with nothing built on sand, and with your past not defining what you're manifesting as your future. So with Mercury, our ruling planet, with this stellium, it's going to be playing a big role for Virgos. Mercury here is rewriting old narratives about responsibility, self-sacrifice, and emotional duty, where the story you tell yourself about your past changes under this new moon. It's not through analysis, it's through understanding. So you may find yourself remembering things, revisiting memories or old family dynamics, or even emotional patterns, but you're revisiting them with humor instead of heaviness. The Sagittarius stellium is reframing past trauma by locating its meaning, not to analyze it, but to finally understand it with perspective, to finally understand it with humor, with honesty, and I will also say, as I like to call it, wicked humor, sometimes that uncomfortable laughter. It's not avoidance, it's truth over drama. It's knowing that you are integrating all of the wisdom that came from it. And under this new moon, there's going to be a few moments of tension as reality knocks, with the new moon being square with Saturn in Pisces in the 7th house of commitments, contracts, long-term relationships, and big one, emotional accountability to and for others. It's a new beginning of self-mastery. It's a new beginning in communication. It's a new beginning as well that's constructive, that allows you to stand in your creative power, that takes everything that you've learned all the plans that you envision for your future, and put those ideas into practice, that wisdom into practice, because truly everything is ready, and Mercury is here rewriting that script. This is where, especially when it comes to the relationships, Saturn, the architect of reality, is highlighting attention where you've held boundaryless compassion in your relationships, and he's asking you, where have you been emotionally responsible for others at the cost of your own foundation? What are you responsible for? And what are you truly not responsible for? So this square under this new moon is defining a moment of maturity, not sacrifice. It's through self-respect. Because you can't build a future on emotional exhaustion when you're holding up multiple houses at once, and he's helping you understand that you were never meant to. This square is here to help you learn the boundaries, and more importantly, help you learn that boundaries are not a withdrawal of love, but instead it's a structure that allows love to last. This is where you're coming into harmony, compatibility, new romance, friendships, reconciliations that are led with compassion, that are blessed by Venus, that also balance dualities and open that heart chakra up. They're mutually supportive in maturity, in emotional maturity, most of all. This is where all that was stagnant, all that left you isolated, all that made you put your guard up is allowing you to lead with compassion, with recognizing, honoring, cherishing the light and the dark, the mystery, the hidden wisdom, integrating all of it with a reset, with a new beginning that points you and allows you to take aim, take action towards the right direction with external strength. This is your breakthrough. Let me tell you, this square, and it's not alone, because at the same time, the new moon will also be square with Neptune. And Neptune is in Pisces in our 7th house as well. And I'll say it again, 7th house, this is contracts, commitments, long-term relationships, emotional accountability to and for others. Saturn's helping you build a structure that allows love to last. At the same time, while Saturn's defining that, Neptune is dissolving illusions. So, Neptune square is not meant to be confused with disillusionment. He's providing clarity as compassion. So you see clearly where love has potentially blurred your boundaries, and he is breaking that tower down. He's dissolving all of it. Where you've idealized partners, where you've emotionally projected, or where others have emotionally projected on you, where you've held savior dynamics. Neptune square with this new moon is holding up a mirror so that you can look at all of those 3 swords energies, so that you can see where you've been generous to a fault and where others have taken advantage of you because of it. And it's burning it down. It's letting the tower fall because it was built on sand. It was built on strife, turmoil, loss, misunderstandings, pain, heartbreak, disappointment, quarrels, power imbalances. This new moon is bringing all of that into balance. And again, Saturn is here to build that structure so that it lasts with emotional truth. Because Neptune is asking you to love without losing yourself. And the new moon is asking you to root that love in your emotional truth, to balance those scales and build a structure that lasts. So this new moon, I will also say, is truly activating the karmic axis of me versus we, but not as opposition, to bring balance through evolution. So you are not meant to disappear into others. You're meant to find yourself reflected in others. And through sacred partnerships, we got the bell going off, so there's confirmation there. Someone needs to hear this. If that resonated, by all means, like, share, subscribe, put a heart, let me know your thoughts, because through sacred partnership, through finding yourself reflected in others, this new moon is activating emotional trust and healthy co-creation. Keep in mind, too, that Jupiter is Sagittarius's ruler. And Jupiter right now is retrograde, currently exalted in Cancer in our 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams. In retrograde, being the ruler of Sagittarius energy with this new moon, he is reigniting past connections, past life soul family, lighting the fires of past wishes and dreams as the importance of your sanctuary, your home, and your emotional truth are amplified with his energy under this new moon. There is a collective emphasis, especially for mutable signs like us Virgos, that basically where we set our intentions, where we take aim and direction under this new moon, it's going to be a turning point that becomes irreversible. It's gentle change where nothing here is random and everything is purposeful. This is where you're looking at the Seven of Cups, all the temptations, the decoys, the superficialities, the befuddlements, the delusions, the red flags, the blind eyes. You're looking at all of them and seeing the truth in all of it, and you're finding inspiration in the ones that truly are built, that are illuminated out of the shadows, and more importantly, that are blessed by Venus. And remember, she is filling this new moon with love. She is saying, what do you want your future to look like? Let's fill it with love. Let's build it with love. Let's make love the foundation of your prosperity, your harvest, your success, your commitments, your familial bliss, your stability, your peace, your balance, your harmony. Let's take action towards all of it, because again, we've got Venus here. She is opening up that heart chakra and opening it up to build a foundation that lasts right alongside with Saturn. It's truth. It's purposeful. And as you set your intentions for this new moon, know that whether it be meditation, affirmations, or whatever feels most comfortable for you, it's not about doing it right. It's about doing it honestly. And under this new moon, the true ritual is stillness found in building your security, your stability, your safety, your reality that achieves all of that bliss, all of that prosperity, all of that success, all of that harmony, while you're grounded to the earth, while you're aiming for your truth, walking in direction, setting your direction, aligning to your remembrance. So I will also say too, for those that need any help, I have put together a meditation video for the new moon. It's a guided meditation. It'll walk you through the Sagittarius stellium, all the aspects, including the squares, to truly amplify and work with that energy. Whatever calls to you, though, the biggest thing is as you amplify, utilize this energy. It's about taking leadership. So it's about releasing beliefs that taught you that safety must be earned. Choose instead a home within yourself that is warm, that is truthful, and that is free. Take that leadership, stand in your authority, build the foundation that opens your solar plexus with the sun amplifying this under the Sagittarian stellium, that truly is your identity. Welcome love that does not require self-abandonment. Instead, teach your nervous system that boundaries are safety, not rejection. Allow yourself to be supported, because this new moon is not asking you to rebuild your life overnight. It's not asking you either to become someone else. It's asking you instead to light a fire at the center of your emotional world and let it warm you first. To come home to the part of you that always knew the truth, that always knew your truth, and have that foresight. Trust your ambitions. Provide support to yourself and to others where it's reciprocated, where it's co-creation. Because the truest home you will ever live in is the one that recognizes you without needing improvement. Let the fire burn low and let it burn steady. Let it warm your future relationships. Let it guide the way you nurture yourself. Because under this new moon's new beginnings, the home that you carry forward is the home that changes everything, especially for the next 6 months. Now, before we go, I do just, oh my goodness, thank you. Want to get a few additional messages from our spirit animals. I never get to finish, and I'm so grateful for it. Let's also see here too, the Queen of Wands wanted to pop out. This is about walking forward with optimism. being down to earth, being generous, being self-confident, but knowing where you give that boundary, where you give that love, where you build that foundation, and what you call your sanctuary. With clear thinking, with will, with energy, with affinity, with action, and with exalting your dreams, with your solar plexus wide open, with taking action on your visions with growth. This is standing in your vibrancy as the peacock, because you were born to shine. You were born to inspire. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance as it shines under this new moon, and embrace the magic, because the owl is all about trusting and choosing to know the truth and faith because you can. Open your inner vision. See through deceptions. Let go of the past and make room for a better life, for your future, because your future is meant to rise up in all the magic and the wisdom that is your birthright, all the wisdom that you carry as you reach for the stars, as your ancestors speak through you, as you persevere to understand the past as it was written, not because you need to fix it, but because it helps you with integrating that wisdom for your future. This is about building more, being more, rising up, never giving up, knowing that good luck, your ancestors, your angels are all by your side, and they're delivering miracles of new beginnings in the actions, the direction that you aim toward under this new moon, toward your truth. This is about being the joy bringer, blessing the world with positivity and with love, soaring, letting your energy soar on shining wings, and spreading the miracle of happiness into your future, into your home, into your family, igniting your true soul memory and your sanctuary. Now, before we go as well, I do just want to look at our major arcana here and see what we pulled. For those that like to meditate on their own, do music, improv, cannot stress it enough. This is a wonderful time to ground. And like I said before, I did put together a meditation video for the new moon specified to Sagittarius. It's a guided meditation. I'll link it in the description below. I'll also tag it at the end of this video here too, so stay tuned for that. But for those that do music improv, because that's true frequency, right? What we pulled is a C, an E, an F sharp, and an F. And then color frequency, what we've got here is reds, yellows, and greens. And so truly, I am sending you guys so much love and light. If you like the way that I read, if this message resonated for you and with you, share your thoughts, put a heart in the comments below, like, hype, like and subscribe, share this video for those who really truly need to hear it, because truly, you guys are what elevate these messages to get them to the collective, to the ears and the hearts that truly need to hear and receive them. And so truly, I am sending you guys so much love and light. Have a wonderful new moon in Sagittarius. Take care. Happy Friday. And I will see you in the next reading.